The world watched in stunned silence this week. Canada, long seen as America's closest ally, made a bold move. It implemented a new travel policy. This policy severely restricts United States citizens' land access to Alaska. The northern state is now more isolated. This decision sent shockwaves across the continent. It signals a new, uncertain era in North American relations. Few saw this drastic measure coming. The implications are only just beginning to unfold. Canada's official statements point to several reasons. Ottawa cites concerns over national sovereignty. They also mention environmental protection along transit corridors. Increased security checks are also part of the rationale. The Canadian government insists this is not an anti-American move. Instead, they frame it as a necessary step. A step to manage their borders and resources responsibly. These explanations, however, are met with skepticism by many. For Alaskans, the Canadian policy is a severe blow. Many residents of the last frontier rely on land routes. These routes pass through Canada for essential goods. Medical travel and family visits are also affected. The Alaska Highway is more than a road. It is a lifeline. Now, that lifeline is constricted. Daily life faces significant disruption. The sense of isolation, always present in Alaska, has deepened. This creates real hardship for ordinary people. Section 4. Trump's retort, a tempest of tweets and threats. President Trump's reaction was swift and characteristic. Known for his unfiltered and immediate responses, he wasted no time in making his stance clear. He took to his preferred social media platform, Twitter, where he often voiced his opinions directly to the public. A barrage of posts condemned Canada's decision. His tweets came in rapid succession, each one more intense than the last, creating a storm of controversy online. He called the policy unfair and a betrayal. His words were sharp, accusing Canada of undermining the long-standing relationship between the two nations. His language was strong, bordering on inflammatory. He didn't hold back, using terms that suggested deep personal offense and national insult. Trump accused the Canadian Prime Minister of personal animosity. He suggested that the policy was not just a political move, but a personal vendetta against him. He framed the issue as a direct affront to American sovereignty. By doing so, he rallied his base, portraying himself as the defender of American interests. There was no room for diplomatic nuance in his initial response. His approach was direct and confrontational, leaving little space for negotiation or compromise. This set a confrontational tone. The stage was set for a heated exchange, with both sides digging in their heels, ready for a prolonged battle of words and policies. Section 5. A storied border, U.S. Canada relations, and the Alaskan lifeline. The relationship between the United States and Canada has always been unique, characterized by a shared history, mutual respect, and a border that stretches over 5,500 miles. The U.S.-Canada border is often called the longest undefended border. This vast expanse, free of military presence, symbolizes the trust and cooperation that has defined the relationship between these two nations for centuries. This phrase evokes peace, trust, and deep partnership. It is a testament to the strong diplomatic ties and the deep-rooted friendship that has allowed both countries to thrive together. However, recent developments have put this relationship to the test. Canada's new policy has severely dented this image. The introduction of sudden restrictions has created a sense of unease and uncertainty. The sudden restrictions feel like a barricade. For many, the once seamless passage between the two countries now feels obstructed, causing frustration and confusion. They challenge decades of cooperation. The policies not only disrupt daily life, but also threaten the economic and social fabric that has been woven over years of collaboration. The idea of free passage, especially to a U.S. state, is broken. Alaska, which relies heavily on its connection through Canada, now faces significant logistical challenges. This event forces a reevaluation of the relationship. Experts and officials are now debating the future of U.S.-Canada relations, considering the long-term impacts of these new policies. It highlights a new fragility in this historic bond. As both nations navigate these turbulent times, the hope is that they will find a way to restore the trust and cooperation that has been the cornerstone of their relationship. Section 6. Voices from the punditry expert takes on a fractured friendship. Foreign policy experts reacted with widespread shock. Many expressed deep concern over Canada's move. They noted the unusual nature of such a drastic action, especially from a close ally like Canada. The immediate question was, why now? And what does this mean for the future? Analysts quickly began to dissect the potential fallout. The consensus was that this is a serious turning point. Section 7. Navigating the impasse towards resolution and a new normal. The path to de-escalation will be incredibly challenging. It requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to see beyond immediate gains. Both nations have dug into their positions, creating a complex web of political and economic standoffs. President Trump's rhetoric makes compromise harder for the U.S. His strong stance appeals to his base but complicates diplomatic efforts. Canada, having taken this bold step, will not want to back down easily. The Canadian government must balance national pride with pragmatic diplomacy. True diplomacy requires quiet channels and mutual respect. Behind-the-scenes negotiations are crucial for any meaningful progress. These are currently in short supply. The atmosphere is tense and trust is fragile. Rebuilding trust is the first, most difficult step. It involves acknowledging past grievances and committing to a future of cooperation. It needs a commitment from both sides to find common ground. Both nations must prioritize long-term stability over short-term victories. Diplomats will need to work tirelessly, often behind closed doors, to navigate this impasse. Their efforts will be the cornerstone of any resolution. Ultimately, the resolution will impact the lives of everyday citizens. A peaceful and cooperative relationship benefits everyone. As we move towards a new normal, the hope is for a future where both nations can coexist peacefully and prosperously. The journey is arduous, but with dedication and mutual respect, a resolution is within reach. Together, the United States and Canada can build a new chapter of cooperation and mutual respect.